Real Life is Friends podcast. We're on episode number 27. This is one of your hosts, Kimberly.
I am Mila.
We have a lovely show waiting for you today because a lot has been trending. So many things are being popular, and we are going to discuss them because that's what we do here at Real Life is Friends podcast. Um, but first, Mila has the question of the week.
Question of the week. Are we tired of, which can kind of tie into the girls at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue? Uh, but on the scale of 1 to 10, how tired of you of this current administration and everything that they're doing?
Um, on a scale of 1 to 10, to be perfectly honest, so I have adopted the Sagittarius trait of being nonchalant and not caring. Um, so I would say that even though I know a lot of things affect me or affect people around me and definitely detrimental to a lot of things, I'm like I'm gonna just pray about it and keep on going about my business. Um, that's what the preacher be talking about at church and all that stuff because I can't be bothered. I can't be bothered. I just feels like
You know, and this,
it's too much.
mm, it's too much, but I also feel that it is definitely draining. And I just look at it like this: it's draining, and we only a good strong 5 6 months into this. 5 months,
I know that's the sad part.
and that's the scary part. Yeah, that we are 5 months in, and all this chaos is going on. You know, and what I want to do, and probably what I need to do, is probably look at the whole. What was it? Project 45. I guess
Oh,
is
25.
is it online? Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it online? Is it?
It
I
was.
need to. I want
I
to
would
look
assume
at.
it's still. I would assume it's still there, but I know it was online.
Okay,
Yeah.
because I want to go through them pages, and although we knew, when Sister Kamala was running, and she told us everything, and how the commentaries, was giving us information. And
Yeah.
so I'm looking at the people, and I'm like, okay, so we know this information was out there, and we know, that people was telling us this is going to happen, and yet people still voted for him. But then also too, think I saw online where they said what's going on now with them putting the National Guard out there was like on page 55 or something.
Mm.
So, I want to read it and see in its entirety, because it seems as if, I guess, it's going to play out like one of those, them little flip books, like it flips and then it just changes.
She said it's total chaos, and I agree. It's a lot going on. The end of this weekend, people have their theories about what's going to happen this weekend because this weekend is Flag Day along with Apparently the current
His
administration
birthday.
birthday, and then apparently they're celebrating 250 years of the army or something of that nature. So there's supposed to be like this big parade, but people have theories about why he's doing all that stuff. Then there's also the counter protest of that, of on this weekend you need to place Obama as your profile picture on all your social medias. Um, you know.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Well, and I know, and then I listen to like on the way to work in the morning. I kind of listen to CNN or MSNBC, but this time I may have been listening to Urban View on radio satellite,
Okay.
and so they was talking about the infrastructure, like those big heavy machines they are meant to be in the, of course, in the war zones, and that the streets of DC can't handle all of that
Mm,
heavy stuff on the roads. And so they would have to put down metal plates and all of that stuff. And they was like, how much money that's going to cost for
millions.
everybody to, yeah, to be there. So it's like, sheesh, dude, you know, something has to, uh,
I don't know if
on
there
my
was a.
scale of what,
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no, go ahead, go ahead.
I was allegedly they're saying that the estimated cost is somewhere around $250 million for all of this to take place.
I know they did say how much, and it was definitely a lot of money that is going to. Now they say again that I guess it was already in the plans for the past few years, given the anniversary of the military, but not to the point of, our current commander in chief wanted it to, I guess, maybe fall. So clearly he's not going to be golfing this weekend. Uh, so he gets to watch the big tanks roll by like a little kid in the parade and waving.
Now,
So I don't
well,
know.
one of the theories is that he's using this as a way to declare martial law. I don't know if that's true. They was like it's mostly probably to protect him in the White House. I
Mm.
don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
I don't. I I mean, I'm all for folks having a parade. Hey, have it.
But like seriously, are they throwing
But
out
again,
candy? Are they gonna throw out candy? That's what I need to know. Because I don't even think they're gonna throw out candy or anything. So then, like, what's a parade without throwing out candy or some kind of trinket to the little kids?
man, what would they throw? They ain't gonna do that. But if they throw anything out, it'll be flags or little bobbleheads of him, probably. What they gonna throw out?
I don't
They
know.
gonna say that costs too much money for them to put candy out there.
But see,
They're not gonna do that. That's gonna be too much money.
that's won't. Well, throw out something. We need people need something. I feel like you. It's not right to have a parade and not throw out some. Like New Orleans knows how to throw out do a parade because they're gonna throw something out. And I just feel like if you're not throwing out candy at the parade, then like I just don't know how exciting it would be without it. And I haven't even heard of any, you know, college bands or high school bands or anything that's, participating. So it kind of sounds boring. I'm just going to be honest. And don't get me wrong, I definitely
I
appreciate the
mean,
U.S. Army because a lot of there are some viewers probably tonight that are watching that are, you know, was part of the U.S. Army. No hate at all.
mm-hmm.
But what I'm saying is that this parade sounds boring. And how are you going to draw attention to a parade and get people excited about a parade when one depending on how they do the barricades and stuff, if you short, you just gonna be out of luck because sometimes the barricades they a little bit tall. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. All I'm
So what I'm
saying.
hearing is you looking out for the short people and the people
Exactly.
that like candy.
Exactly, like
Okay.
the little kids. Because I think most people take. I don't like. Don't get me wrong. I know people go to parades like as adults, but I think a majority of the people like to go as families to parades. And I'm thinking to myself, like, if you're not throwing out anything like candy or some kind of, trinket or something, then what's the fun part of the parade? Like, if I'm not
But this
getting
doesn't
anything
strike
or
me
not seeing
as
anything, then that's kind of because I have been to an inauguration parade before, and that's what I'm saying. Like,
mhm.
you excited because it's your candidate, and then there's bands and all of this stuff, but I haven't heard of any bands like marching bands or anything like that. I haven't heard of any of them that's performing or that was collecting money. Maybe they ain't got to collect money for
he
this.
gonna
Maybe
have
everybody.
probably he probably gonna have the standard people that sing at his functions. That is Lee Greenwood singing "God Bless the USA" and YMCA. He ain't got but two songs in rotation. Who else gonna be on? Ain't no
First of
floats.
all,
And if it's anything, it's gonna be the
Lee, I never even heard of his
hmm,
name before. Why do you
the
think
man
these
that sing
people
"God
know
Bless the USA."
why
Think
do you
that's his name.
why do you know
He
that?
gonna be right there saying "God bless the USA."
You said Greenwood?
I think it's Lee Greenwood.
There is a Lee Greenwood.
It's Lee somebody. I think that's him. He the one that sing at all his functions.
Well, he's a
And I'm proud.
well, he was um a member of the National Council of the Arts from 2008 to
Who Lee?
2022.
Hmm.
But yeah, he's known for God. I didn't know. I thought that was a collective. I don't know. I always thought it was a collective. I didn't think. I didn't know it was one person. So that's why I was like, why do you know that? Like, why do you know that name? But, oh, okay. Well, that's interesting.
You thought it was a collective?
Yeah. I don't like. Because that's the one that says I'm proud to be an American, right? Is that not the one that says I'm proud to be an American?
Yeah,
Okay. I thought it
yeah.
was good.
But the
I
fact
was
that you thought
talking.
it was a collective before,
Yeah.
ma'am,
I never heard of him before.
Miss Ma'am.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Well, we know that he'll be there probably, and the village people will be there.
Probably Kid Rock
But just
and Carrie Underwood.
I think Carrie might have learned her lesson at the last go round at the inauguration.
I think Carrie probably would
I
be
think
there.
she may have learned her lesson.
I think Carrie probably would be
You
there.
think?
I'm
I
just
don't know if
saying.
I would think she would be there or not. Mm, I don't know.
But since we
But
already
yeah, that's how I feel. Huh.
I feel like since we're already talking about this, we might as well
Well,
just keep it rolling. Hold on. Go ahead. We might as well go ahead and continue to talk about it. For the first topic, instead of if we gonna go ahead and talk about the current administration, let's go ahead and talk about Elon and Trump and their fallout or reconnection. Because I'm not sure exactly what they're doing right now because it's just a lot. If you are not aware
I
or have
think
been
they.
living under even if you living under a bridge, you probably know this is going on. So what has happened, and the reason why Mila is no longer on the picture is because her dog was making noise. That's why I don't like the little dog. His name is Sunny, and he makes noise, and he wants to and he wants to be a main character so bad, but it's only two hosts of this show, myself and Mila. But Elon and Trump have said a lot of things on their own social medias. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, we do not have a dog as part. We don't have a dog as a mascot. We don't have a dog as a co-host. We don't have a dog at all. So I don't understand why Sonny is in the frame, because what are we doing? And why is he sounding like that? Like he got sleep apnea or something. Something is not right. Something is wrong with your dog. I'm sorry. Something is wrong with your dog. Take him to the vet. Because that's
He
not
going in a
normal.
couple weeks.
Because that's not, I don't think that's normal. And like now I'm thinking about it, like, do dogs have like a CPAP machine? Like, will they be able to give him like a CPAP machine? I'm really concerned about your dog. He I have a question that says, "What did the dog do to me?" It is this. That's it. That's what the dog did.
Just
Like
being a dog.
he's breathing. Did you not hear that? The dog was breathing really hard. I really do think Sonny has sleep apnea or something. Like, listen, maybe that breed. It could happen. It could happen. But so
Look
yeah,
at say hey, Sonny.
so Trump has threatened to take away Elon's government contracts, which we all know are like, I think billions of dollars, if millions, if not billions of dollars, worth of money. Um, Elon has said that the reason why the Epstein files haven't been released is because Trump is on them. So all of this, of course, is alleged
That was
information.
petty him.
And then he said that if it wasn't from him, he wouldn't have won the election, which we all remember it being said already, like election night, it got said. So I and then people got mad at I cannot think of her name because everybody called her
Who?
AOC and I can't think of her real name. But they got mad at AOC for saying
Oh,
the
what
girls
is
are fighting, and people were like, that's so misogynistic. Apparently, it's a saying that became popular in the black and brown
they were
communities,
fighting.
apparently, and also in the LGBTQIA community plus
Plus.
community. So what are your thoughts on the whole? Because I sent you some of the screenshots because it got wild for that. I said, "Oh my goodness!" And for whatever reason, a lot of people
This
are
is
like,
the
"Well, now the Democrats like Elon," and everybody was like, "Who said that? We
Elon.
just knew that it was going to happen. Like we just knew it was going to happen
What
because
they
you
say? Who
can't."
said that?
Okay, because these are two people that are driven by nothing but ego, nothing but
Facts.
pure ego.
Well, nothing. Pure ego. But this is the thing. We already knew, and I may be wrong, that Trump never did like Musk anyway. The first administration or the first time. But I think that he decided to get with him because he knew he had a little money, had a little pool, and I guess Elon was like, it'll be beneficial for me. But clearly, the check didn't clear on somebody's side. And Trump didn't do what he was supposed to do for Mr. Elon. Because why would he all of a sudden now talking about all that man business?
Well, the issue
And
stem
said, which
from
we knew.
the budget. So he has this, the big beautiful bill, the big beautiful bill,
Mm-hmm.
that he has, saying that, and Elon was saying that because
We ain't no
apparently,
sonny.
apparently, from my understanding of it, it's even though the current administration, aka Trump, keeps saying that it's supposed to save money. Apparently, it's gonna be add like over $1 trillion to the deficit. So you're not really saving money. But the whole point of them having Dodge was to prevent government waste. But yet and still, you about to spend like being a deficit. I mean, so just saying. But I'm sorry. Go ahead, Jamila.
I think Musk is, again, both of them are ego driven. Uh, Again, I think Trump, something in the midst fell out. I don't know. Well, first of all, Doge was made up, which we know all of it was made up. And how can you expect that man to cut down on the budget when he don't really care about his damn employees? And when he bought Twitter, remember when he told all them people to come to work? And remember when he brought the kitchen sink or brought a sink or something to the Twitter office when he bought it?
Oh
Y'all
no,
remember that?
no.
I want to say he brought a sink or something right now. Um, Trump and Elon, and this could be just a ploy or a game or a gimmick to deter some, to take the folks' mind off something else. Or last week it could have been, because Trump falls out with everybody. Elon, of course,
One
probably did
disagreement.
help rig the election.
Oh, allegedly, absolutely, allegedly.
He brought the sink in there. He did that for real.
Oh, I'm talking about the election.
Oh,
We're
okay,
gonna say
yeah,
allegedly.
allegedly,
Hmm.
allegedly,
We want the people after.
allegedly.
We don't want the people after us.
He, I will, no, 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 no. I ain't got time to fight them. Go back and forth with them. But I mean, if we really looking at it, do we really think and believe that Elon had something to do with it?
Absolutely.
Do you think he had
Allegedly,
enough
absolutely.
money to finagle? Yeah, so to
Well,
finagle.
it
So
doesn't
if
even have
we
to be the money because apparently, from my understanding, and this is what I'm saying allegedly, because I didn't. Again, when it came to this current administration, I feel like anytime this person has been there, I am forced to know more about politics and study politics more than I ever wanted to in my whole entire life, which I never wanted to. So it makes me mad that I have to know things because I need to know the truth.
right.
And I'm okay with learning, but it's just that I feel like I'm forced to know exactly what's going on because things are so unhinged a lot of times.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but from my
It's definitely
understanding,
unhinged. I definitely say that.
from my understanding, Elon owns Starlink. Starlink is like this internet technology, some sort another thing. And from my understanding, that was used. Also, before they were everybody has said that the election got called way before it should have got called
Mm,
because they were dang near calling the election before California was through voting. Like the West
right.
Coast that is, West Coast was through voting. So
West Coast time. Mm-hmm.
that's that in and of itself, it was a lot of red flags and as it relates to how he was able to win. Then there was a lot of things that were different for us. Um, the senator won the race, but they didn't vote for president because the numbers were off.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of
You know,
things,
I would,
yeah,
and I don't know if I saw this on IG or if I read this online, where this guy said he was breaking it down by the counties and like how many votes I guess Trump got or votes that Kamala got But then I guess the person that won, I don't know if this may be the same person you're talking about. Like the numbers were rigged. Like it was only so many people maybe in that county, but uh 200 or some odd extra people voted in that county and made somebody, made him win. So I don't know. I mean, I think anything can be rigged. Nothing is what's the word I'm looking for?
Full,
Foolproof or
yeah.
whatever.
Especially when everything is done with
Uh,
technology, and then you have someone that has the technology in that, or
mm-hmm.
not. I don't. First of all, people call Elon a genius. I don't think that man is a genius. He's just an investor. Because from my understanding, he's an investor. He's one of those people. It kind of remind me. I don't know if you ever finished watching that episode, but the Black Mirror episode, the USS whatever
Oh no,
thing.
I didn't.
Okay,
Mm-mm.
so the guy, this is this made me think of him. The guy was the investor, but didn't even know how to play the video game because he wasn't the brain. Everybody thought he was a genius and thought he was so smart, but he didn't even know how to play the video game because he was just the mouthpiece of the group. He
Money.
was just the face of the group. He
Okay.
was the money of the group. But everybody assumed he was also the brainchild of the group, but he wasn't. And I feel like that's Elon.
Hmm.
I feel like um
Now,
he's I'm not saying that he's not smart. He could be. I just don't think that he's at the genius level that you would put at, some of the other people at. I just don't think that's true. I think that a lot of that stuff he doesn't necessarily probably know how to do and never knew how to do, but
mm,
he can hide behind his money, and people in their naivety, not whatever, y'all know what I'm saying, being naive, thinks that thinks that he's smart and thinks that he's such a genius, because a lot of times people associate a lot of things with money. If you have money, they think
mm-hmm.
you have this. If you have money, they think you're that. And sometimes
Right.
that's not necessarily the truth. You can be dumb as a box of donuts, but if you have the right person, pulling the
Mm-hmm.
strings and doing all of this stuff, yes, you can be potentially a billionaire. Yes, you can do this if you have all that support behind you. Like there's a lot of things that you can have with the support and the money. A lot of people don't
Well,
have,
and I think
that. So
right. A lot of people don't have it, and I think too the people, and we look at the tech people that are quote unquote, I guess, on the president's side. You got the Facebook people. You got Amazon man. You have
I
all those
don't know if they're
people,
necessarily on his side
but if
personally.
they benefiting from the cuts and stuff.
I think that they're just, because you think about it this way, and I'm just going to be perfectly honest. You know how he rose from his first administration.
Mm-hmm.
So if I know that if I say anything against you, you're going to attack my company, you're going to attack everything that I have, which is my livelihood, then and then keep in mind, Jeff Bezos also has Blue Origin, which is a space program. So I'm quite sure there's some government funding maybe
Mm-hmm.
entangled somewhere in that. So
Right.
I'm not saying anything crazy to you because I don't want any backlash. So I don't know. I think they're just playing the politics of it all. And I just think they're playing nice. I don't know if these people truly, and they could. I'm not saying that they do or don't. I'm just saying I don't.
Right.
I just feel like at the end of the day, they're having to play the game that they're having to play to make
But
sure.
don't you feel? I feel like if they're playing that game or the go along to get along game, then you wouldn't think that people would look at them sideways. Although we still using Amazon, we still using Facebook, we still using Instagram, we still using all of that stuff. So you playing nice to get the cuts, and you benefiting from it. So
I
you
don't.
have to agree with something.
I don't think it's. I don't think it's playing nice to get the cuts. I think it's playing nice to not be targeted. Because again, just like the same thing going on with, that was going on, because like I said, things be changing because they roll with the wind, in
Right.
the administration and Elon. But just like he's talking about potentially taking away all of Elon's government
Contracts.
contracts.
Hmm.
So, do you really want to be Amazon and have that hit? Because they have came out, I believe they have came out to Facebook before, and I just don't think I don't think Mark Zuckerberg wants those problems. I don't think Jeff Bezos wants those problems. If I know you gonna hit me every time I come, if I say anything, baby, I ain't talking. If I open my mouth and you gonna punch me in my mouth, I'm not talking anymore. Like, I think that's the game that they're playing. Like, I'm just not gonna say anything, go along to get along. I don't know. For some reason, I that's how I feel. I be wrong? Absolutely.
Mm.
But
I
that's
mean,
just my thought process on it.
because I think it definitely benefits them, and we do know how he gets when things doesn't go his way again, like a kid and throws a tantrum, and then want to attack everything. Um, because he clearly he, I feel like he is big on emotions, and when I say not, and I'm not talking about good emotion. This is his
Mhm.
ego, and when that ego get bruised, somebody go against him, it's like he's the one that go. He going for the juggler. He gonna hit you where it hurt at because he don't want to be embarrassed, and I think he's doing these things. He's benefiting from it, and when I say he, I'm talking about the president because the
Yeah.
way he charges folks to come in and to see him, and or they buying bitcoins, or they buying this and they buying that.
Million
So
dollar
it's,
plates.
yeah, and it's like y'all paying this much money, but I think for him, it is for him to gain money, and so that he can potentially become the richest man in the world. I think that's what he's trying to do. He wants the best of everything. And clearly we know that plane that them good people over there in Qatar was giving him is the best. It's the best of the best. And so it's all about ego with him. If you
I
don't
think
get if you don't go along with what he says, that's when he cutting you off. Because just 2-3 months ago, less than on up to 2 weeks ago, a week ago, Elon was his biggest fan. All with a chainsaw, all up and down places. Had his hat on,
but
bringing a little boy
that was
all
already
up in there.
riffs in that little situation anyway, because people kept on calling Elon President Elon and Vice President Trump. They were saying that. And like you said, ego is a contributing factor in all of
Mm-hmm.
that. So there were already cracks, because he then said something about, he's the president, da 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 da. He said some kind of little thing. So there was already rifts and everything with that, because he has an ego. He doesn't
Mm-hmm.
want to, like, that's why he called, the big beautiful bill. Um like, his ego is so big, and then Elon is eclectic, but he
Mm-hmm.
also has ego
Right.
as well. Um, so the combination was bound to not end correctly, because once one disagreement, it didn't matter. It doesn't matter to him. He got rid of Jeff Sessions because Jeff Sessions didn't want to, like, Jeff Sessions was like, no, I know the Constitution. I know what I can do and what I shouldn't do. And I'm not doing what you're telling me to do because you want me to do it. Next thing you know, he's gone. Like, think
Right.
about all the people on that, when in his first term, all those people that was in a position on inauguration day, and then was not in that position, a year or so later, even to the point that you didn't even run with your original vice president, because you also on January 6th wanted them to take him, allegedly wanted to take him
Take
out.
them down.
So,
Mm-hmm.
like, just be for real about it. Like, I don't think with his ego this was bound to be an issue because Elon has his own agenda.
Oh yeah,
They
he
have their
has his
own,
own agenda.
yeah, they have their own, he has his own agenda, and a lot of things on his agenda didn't necessarily, was never going to match up. I think I, maybe it was you I texted, and I was like, he's already talking about removing the electric car mandate and all of this stuff, and I, for the life of me, never even understood why Elon would align with Trump
Mm,
when, to be honest, based on everything that he has,
right.
the only people that seem to go along with like environmental things of that nature, learning, all of
Hmm.
those things that he likes, that is not even something that Trump has aligned himself with.
Right.
And
And then
so,
yeah.
but apparently, allegedly, they were saying that some of the government agencies that he was getting rid of, or wanted to get rid of, courts mostly, removed that, but they were also investigating him. And I still stand by, to this day, I still stand by the fact that the only reason why Trump wanted to run and be president is so he didn't go to jail. And I stand by that.
I agree. I agree with that because it's like they're doing a lot of things now to deflect or to take your attention off of the task at hand, which or the issue at hand, which was him and his legal issues. Those legal issues are still there. However, what he is doing is putting people in those positions that they know the law, but they're using those loopholes to benefit him. You see what I'm saying? And because if it had went with anybody else or anybody else that was trying to do what he's doing, it would be more chaos than what's going on now.
Okay. Hey,
You
Lamona.
know,
Hey, Sonia.
hey Tamia. And so I think this fight is going to be one of many fights with the administration and people that's going to fall out. Now, and I would say Elon probably lasted a lot longer than probably what people thought he would with him. Uh, benefiting from it because now Trump don't like him and getting rid of the car that he quote unquote supposedly had bought again to somebody else. But again, I
Okay,
think
was peeling and Teslas, and now you like forget it, forget
giving
it.
it away.
But like that should tell you exactly how um unhinged
Mm-hmm.
the people we're dealing with, well, that are dealing with each other are,
Right.
because I'm not, because again, you were just 2 months ago, a month or two ago, you were literally like, buy Teslas, they're the best thing since sliced bread. And now, oh my goodness, I'm going to remove all the electric car mandates and make sure that you don't get any government contracts and this, that, and the third. So it's like you don't even know. And like I said, at this point, I think they are slightly agreeing about certain things, especially I think with the protests and all that stuff, which I know we're not going to get into. But
Right.
so that's what I'm saying. Like, these are two unhinged people that are driven by money and ego and not going to prison or not getting sanctioned.
And I think too, because I think we can look at 45, 47 ego. Now I don't know if this is true or not. That they say the reason he was going after Harvard and all them other schools was because Byron allegedly didn't get into those schools.
I was told that wasn't true.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Okay.
was told that
See?
one. Because keep in
Okay.
mind, like, I haven't did this in a long time because, like I said, I am so like I, I want to talk about like other things, and not these people. Um, because it just be too much. It just be a lot
Well,
going
and
on.
I think at least for the next again 3.5 years, we're going to be talking about this clown circus that is the current administration. There's no there is no way around it. No way we're going to avoid it. It's going to be thrown at us again. And I will say, it does make us now do just a little bit more research on what the laws are, and what we can do and what's going on. But again, I have to look at it like this: is that these people now that's doing all of this protesting and all of that stuff, where were y'all at the voting time?
Well, we didn't. People didn't think. Oh my goodness, I didn't think that was true. Okay, I didn't think that's how
Again,
that works. Okay, I didn't think he. They said it was only going to be the illegals that they deport. Okay, like that's what I'm saying. Like it, it, it pisses me off that I'm forced to have to know stuff that I want to live in my own little peaceful bliss of Romeo and Michelle high school reunion, clueless. I want to live my life like that. I'm oblivious to like smart
okay.
enough to have a conversation about things, but I want to
Mm-hmm.
be oblivious from things because I want to live in my own little bubble. And I don't, this is going to sound bad. I don't want to be forced to have to know things when I didn't care to know them.
I wouldn't say you didn't care. The thing was,
Yeah, because I think
we
that's wrong. But
yeah, don't
like,
say you didn't care, because that's not it. It's not that you didn't care. The thing was, we never had an administration, or at least in our lifetime, where we saw this much foolishness and disruption and all of that.
yeah.
Maybe Nixon, but again, that was all before my time, so I can
Okay.
only, go off of what I've seen, on TV and movies.
Yeah.
So I think now that we are of age, and now the laws now are really starting to affect us, or at least those that are coming behind us. That can be nieces, nephews,
Yeah.
cousins, and all of that. So now we have to pay attention to what's going on. But again, we gonna can't say we didn't care. We just nobody know.
Well,
Let me tell you,
right.
because I don't know all the laws. But now I feel like, yeah, we need to know what the laws is, because while they rounding up our brown brothers and sisters, ICE coming around there disrupting babies' graduations, and folks are going into hiding. Who's to say they not gonna trickle down to us? And we natural, but we born here. We got birth
I'm
certificates.
going. I'm listen. I told my mama this, and what before I say that, what I was gonna say earlier is that I'm one of those people, and I haven't did it much lately, but I'm one of those people that I do because I don't watch any of the news because we know I ain't got no channels. Like I do streaming services, and they probably on those channels. I just not gonna watch them. But I am one of those people that I need to know all sides. So I do watch, well, not watch, but I do go read and look at the articles on Fox News. I do, do CNN, I do MSNBC, CBS, NBC. I do all of those because I need to feel like I need to, because it's very interesting how one story turns into another story depending on what what station or what news program I'm watching or entertainment
Mm-hmm.
program as Fox is that I'm
Right.
watching.
Mm-hmm.
But I was telling my mama, I said, where do I go get my reservation papers at? Because I need to let them know that I am native to this country. Like, do we get net reservation papers? And she was like, I yeah, she wasn't willing to have that conversation with me like that. But
Thank you, mother, for not
I'm
having
just
that
saying,
conversation with
I'm
us,
just saying. I need my reservation papers or something because
ma'am.
I don't want no
Let me,
problems. Like if I gotta like, and then like I also feel like even when I say it, I feel like back in the day, and let's just be for real, back in the day when there was slavery and people had to have their freedom papers, and I think that's not right. Like, but that's what it feels like to me.
I
Like
mean,
even though I'm
essentially,
not,
that's what it
yeah,
is. Essentially, that's what it is that the ones that are here, they like to call them the illegal aliens, the immigrants. Um, they basically need papers, which is again freedom papers, to show that they belong here or they, have some rights. So yes, again, we are living in some dangerous and crazy times. It's
Yeah.
just a notch up from what our ancestors and everybody else went through back in the day. We're just now is foolish. It is foolish and it's scary, and that's why I say on the scale of 1 to 10, how sick of this is, and that rating can go
I'm a
every day.
15. I'm a 15.
And
No,
that's what I'm saying.
I'm a
That
15
rating,
20.
that rating can flip. You see what I'm saying? It's like a roller coaster. And there are times, yeah, when you don't want to look at the news because of what's going on. But we have
Yeah.
to kind of know what's going on, to kind of, be in the know. But yeah, it's crazy. And 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue is just going to get just a tinge bit crazier because again, Elon is unhinged this week. Who's to say somebody else won't become unhinged?
Yeah.
It's just because we know and really in this parade that's costing money, that's gonna be that's where most of the foolishness I think is gonna come out. We're
Oh,
gonna we
absolutely.
we going to see top notch foolishness this weekend. Now I don't know what time the parade start. I don't know if it's gonna be live streamed on CNN or whoever. I'm quite sure Fox gonna have it. We know what's that Newsmax gonna have it. So I'll probably watch it on there because I like to know what the other side is talking about. And I know that this parade is going to be certified foolishness because I can only imagine that he's trying to get a parade like what's his man or that Kim Jong Un or
Mhm.
whatever, and how they had the people. We two steps from marching like Kim Jong folks. I wouldn't be surprised, baby, if they have folks in there marching like certified soldiers in the army right now. I would not be surprised.
Mm-mm. Well, I'm gonna stay a part of the army of the Lord. Um,
I'm on the what's it? I'm on the battlefield.
for
I
my
feel like it goes a little.
Lord, for my Lord.
I feel like it was a different tempo. I am on the battlefield for my. I don't know. I feel like got a different
And
tempo.
I
I got a tempo
promise
going in my
that
head, but it's
I
not coming out
will
like I wanted
serve
to.
him till I die.
I am
On the
on the
battlefield
battlefield for
for
my
my
Lord.
Lord. It's that Baptist deacon opening up the church for you.
Mm, 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 mm. Damn.
Now I know everybody and their mama has seen it. Everybody
Mm.
and their mama on social media is talking about it. And we have to discuss Tyler's Perry Straw on Netflix. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and let you say it because I got some rebuttals that I got some stuff I want to clear up for the people. So go ahead.
Kimberly knows that I do not like, and I would say I do not like emotional shows, but I do like a good warning. And I will say she definitely provided me the warning that she was crying. And I was like, really? You're crying? And she said, yeah. And I broke on down. Damn it, I wasn't 10 minutes in. I sniffling, snot, crying, everything. Now, again, I'm I'm not Tyler's biggest fan, But there are, Kim and I had this conversation. And we're not even talking about the muddier movies. I would say A Family That Prays and Acrimony. Those were my top two Tyler Perry movies. I'll go and add this one to the top three that I've, you know, enjoyed watching. Now, I don't know if Straw is, I feel like Straw is that movie that when you need a good cry, you can watch it. But it was a good movie. It also showed that you have to be nice to people because you never know what they're going through,
Mm-hmm.
and have a little compassion for them. But it also uh, shows that people have, when something tragic happens, and how they have this, I guess, out of body moment. Uh, it shows that, or the events leading up. So, but all that to say is, I think if you're in the healthcare field, watch it, because if you cold hearted, and most people know I can't be cold hearted at work, but I do have compassion and empathy for folks. And so that it showed that be nice to people because you never know what somebody's going through. That woman just wanted to cash her check for $521.
Yeah. Yep.
$521 was what that lady wanted. And for that dollar, she wanted to go to baby girl lunch.
Okay. First of all, so my take on it, I also, me and Jamila share uh top three, I guess now, for Tyler Perry things. Everybody knows I love Acrimony. Everybody knows that I love A Family That Prays, and now I love Straw. And Taraji is in. Actually, she's in all three of those movies.
Sure is. I forgot that. Yeah.
She's in all three of those movies. Um, the thing that I want to address is that you have everybody, and I've said this before, you can criticize Tyler Perry. But this is my issue with you criticizing Tyler Perry. If you don't criticize everybody else, then don't criticize Tyler Perry.
Mm.
If five people are walking in the room similarly dressed, and I tell you your skirt too short, but I'm not paying attention to the fact that somebody else's skirt is even shorter, and I'm only just pinpointing you, that's not fair. And I like to be fair. Um, so I feel like, and this is when I said earlier, like I like to watch, like being the Romy Michelle high school reunion, clueless type phase. I watch movies to be entertained. If they
Mm.
are a comedy, I expect to laugh. I mostly, even if it's a drama or I don't really cry or anything, this one I cried, but like I might get emotional about a movie, but I go with whatever the genre is. Like I'm this those my expectations. So with that being said, I feel like a lot of people watch Tyler um, Perry's movies, TV shows just to be a critic. And that's where I have a issue with it. You cannot like XYZ, but then I also didn't appreciate everybody was like, well, that's not realistic. You can't have a bad day, da 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 da. Like all of this can go on. And I'm like, you should be thanking the good Lord none of this stuff happened to you, because people be having bad days. People be
Oh,
having
yeah.
bad days. I remember when my sister was having surgery. This is when I lived in Chattanooga. My sister, may God rest her soul, because she has now passed away, but she had breast cancer and she was having surgery that day. I was driving to work. As I was driving to work, I had a whole blowout.
Mm.
Was gonna go get my tire fixed or something like that, and they were like, we can't just do this because you need a whole new tire. And I was like, at that point, I'm not going to work. Forget it. I'm not gonna do it.
Mm-hmm.
because that was a lot all in and of itself. People
Right.
do have these things going on. I remember the story recently where it was a couple. I think they were just married or about to get married, or maybe it was even
Mm.
their wedding day. And the husband ended up having a car wreck, and they called the wife or fiance or whatever she was,
No,
and
it's vice
asked,
versa. The wife, the girl had an accident. He was going to the accident scene and he
okay,
died.
yeah.
Yeah.
So both of the people, like literally within a couple of hours, passed away of a car wreck,
Mm-hmm.
and they weren't even in the same car. So
Right.
yes, things happen to people. Like, even though it didn't happen to you, things happen to people. So people are like, that's not realistic. Then people are like, well, where did the people come from in line if they were already saying? And I'm thinking to myself, there's no way you watch this movie. You're
Mm-hmm.
also, because of your commentary, you're pulling up the same bullet points that,
Everybody else is pulling out.
yes, like almost verbatim. And where you're putting
Mm-hmm.
that verbatim, you just copied that and got that from somebody else because you're trying to get engagement, you're trying to get something. But you're not using any of your critical thinking skills, because there is no way that you watched that movie and said that the child was never alive.
The child was alive. Hell, at the one scene when they showed the baby girl had a thing on, had was tickering around with her little science project and so the kid was alive, but the kid again, and she had this out of body experience when she was like holding, a baby. It like it was a baby,
Yeah.
you know. But people again, they don't. I will agree that yeah, there are bullet points that people like to touch on again for engagement. But if you sit down and you actually watch the movie, you should be able to. Uh, what's the word I'm looking for? You should, and should be something that you should be able to identify with, or something that's happened to you. Because again, nobody is free from drama
Mm-mm.
and having a bad day. It just depends on how you handle that bad day, or even how many uh things throughout the day just add up. Sometimes some days are just fucking bananas.
Okay. You remember that day I told you, we talked about it before, where we was literally sitting in a happy hour and I started crying.
Yes.
Like, life be lifing for people.
Yeah.
Like,
Life is life, and
like,
and,
I'm literally
and
having a drink and some appetizers, and I am literally all of a sudden I am boohoo crying
this was
at
before
happy
we were
hour.
going to the event. You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So life be life, and again, I can understand that woman. You know, just like she got a boss, he being an asshole. The people she working with, she had one good coworker, but again, you got these customers coming through, and they just got these attitudes. They don't want to go by the rules, and it's just. And it's everyday stuff. Everybody has had their job where everything it just does not go right that day, you know, or even you sick and you got to still go to work and you don't feel like it. You see what I'm saying? Or you
Right.
just trying to make money. You just trying to make rent, and you just telling the people, can you just wait till 10 o'clock? And 10 o'clock come and she in an accident. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Insurance. So it's like life be life, and you trying to play catch up, or you trying to do something so that you can, you know, get ahead. And even when she didn't have no money, she gave the homeless man or the man that lived in the complex some change. And the hating landlord, yeah, you could have gave me my money, da. You know, and even as far as baby girl at the bank, I ain't advocating for nobody to get shot, but goddamn, I wanted her to get pistol whipped. Cause I'm like, goddamn, you ain't got no. You know, this woman done cried her heart out with a gun in her hand, and she really just pushing the check up like cash it. You done see me come in here. You know who I am. You know. And so and then I just think again, life be life, and it shows too how people have to stream everything. Like
Mm-hmm.
the teller,
Yeah.
like I mean, kind of giving up. I mean, everything doesn't need to be streamed, but I guess again, it did kind of, you know, folks understood
Yeah.
what was going on and how life be life, and but not all
Yeah.
situations are streamable, and everybody, you know, doesn't necessarily have that backup. But also too is the compassion that Tiana Taylor character had. You know, like, no, this woman wouldn't, she didn't do this. No, she just trying to survive. You know, she got this, she got that, you know, and listening to her. Sometimes people just want to be heard. You
Yeah.
don't necessarily have to
Yeah.
solve their
Yeah.
problem, but
Yeah.
just
They want.
listen.
Yeah. They want to be seen, and I felt like I felt two things. I felt like because of the live stream and her telling her story, people actually saw her. Cause
Mm-hmm.
I feel like people didn't see her before. People
Mm-hmm.
just disregarded her, especially the teller, because there's no way that you're a teller and this girl works across the street from you. You have seen her numerous of times, then probably cashed her check, and you have never seen this lady. For whatever
Mm-hmm.
reason of your own, you chose not to ever see her. Now, how the branch manager, even though she had an interaction with the branch manager, how did she remember seeing this lady, but you as the teller that up to, which is probably more than that, but I'm just saying, you the teller of two, you probably have cashed this latest check numerous of times and you
Right.
never saw her. And so I think that's also why Tessa didn't understand her and didn't get it, because she has no compassion because she never saw her in the first place. And she still
Mm-hmm.
never saw her. Everybody
Mm-hmm.
has seen her at Taraji, well, her character at that point, especially as she was telling her story, and that's why they was rallying behind her, but Tessa never saw her. I also think it's important that the older lady said it's expensive to be poor, because it is.
That
It's,
part.
it's very expensive to be poor. Um, and every people again talking points. I hate the whole Tyler Perry black struggling woman. I hate the whole struggle story. This is not what it was about. If anything, this movie should have been very powerful to you, in my personal opinion, because again, she was finally seen.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody was seen, somebody understood. A lot of people understood and rallied behind her. And not to mention, it wasn't just a struggle. The lady was literally having a whole mental breakdown right in front of our eyes. And people are
Mental
like, but
illness is
people don't
real.
go around and do that. And I won't discuss things because my mama might get mad at me. But I had a family, well, she probably ain't gonna get mad at me. I have a family member that did something
Mm.
because they felt like um they were being singled out. So you never really know what someone is literally going through and what they deal with. People, and I said this on my TikTok. Some people are one or two situations away from going full on breakdown. And that's why, like you said earlier, that's why I try to be nice to everybody, because, baby, I need you to spare me. Mm-hmm. Selfish reason. I'm okay with it.
Let me
Stay on.
tell you,
I'm okay with
I'm
it.
I'm gonna I'm gonna always speak, baby, to the people that don't nobody else want to speak to. Cause if they ever decide, baby, give me 10, 15 minutes, baby, grab my bag and get to my car and get off the premises. Because again, you never know what somebody is going through and what they're dealing with, and
Mm-hmm.
what day they can decide to unload whatever mental clip, whatever it is they have.
Okay.
You never know. That's why you need to be nice to everybody, because we all are one or two incidents away from acting a plum fool and coming unglued and putting that clown suit on. We all are.
And I think I literally think people are like, because I think that everybody has a breaking point.
Mm-hmm.
Luckily for most of us, we never reach that
Right.
breaking point. But if everything is going wrong, because you never know what's people going through. That's why when people are mean and do all this stuff and go on social media and be hateful and all of this stuff, I'm like, no, don't do that to people. I have never, and I'm so proud of myself, I have never, because there's people I do not like as it relates to celebrities and stuff like that. I don't like them at all. But I have never once in my life said, let me go to this person page that I do not like and write something to them nasty to them. No, I don't even follow you if I don't like you. Now, sometimes I follow people for gossip purposes. Uh, 'cause, you know, if you're sharing, I want to be part of it because I'm nosy. Me and one of my friends discussed this before. I'm what you call nosy adjacent. I never want to be the person that is the true nosy person, but I want to be, because I ain't trying to be that messy, but I want to be adjacent to it. I need to be close to it and know, be like, yeah, that's real. That's a real tweet. That's a real Instagram post. I need to be that person and maybe even take my own screenshots just so I can send them to people. But I don't want to be the person involved, like, oh yeah, I don't like this person. Oh, you this, that, and the third. No, have never felt the need to be like that. Like, even in a few weeks ago, yeah, I guess it was about a few weeks ago, someone on our Instagram called us monkeys. And I said, well, thank you for commenting, or something along that lines. And I was like, if that's sad that you really feel that way or something like that, because I'm not going to give you negative energy back.
Right.
I'm trying to put positive energy out here in the world. So I'm not trying to do that. But again, I would never put that on someone post anyway. Now, if it's on the shade room and somebody talking about somebody on the shade room, I may put it on the shade room, may, it's a little bit more likelier, but I probably won't still do it like that. But I may say something about, not liking that person, but I'm not going to go into derogatory terms.
Right.
I'm not name calling. I'm not doing anything. I just may be like, I don't like Evelyn. OG is better than Evelyn or something like that when I was watching Basketball Wives, and that was it. But I'm not going to Evelyn's page and saying I don't like you
I
or
don't like
you're
you.
this, that,
Well,
and the
and I
third. I
think
don't do that.
I think a lot of people that do post those things on social media, again, they're trying to get 2 minutes of fame or whatever. And again, there are people I don't like. I mean, I'm like you, I ain't gonna follow them. Or even if I was following them and then I was like, "Ugh, they work my nerves. I don't like them. They do XYZ." It's easier to just unfollow
Exactly.
or whatever. And
Because
I
I
can
don't block
continue
people
to have
either.
conversations about why I don't like XYZ. And
Yeah.
that's fine but at the end of the day, what they do don't really affect me. I'm just an outside person, baby. I ain't even looking in. I'm still on the outside. And so some people can be the best possible person it is. And some people can be a total asshole. But again, it ain't even my right to go on these good people pages and talk bad about them. Cause first of all, what good is it gonna do me?
And we don't even know these people like that in real life. We just know them based, especially the people that I know and I possibly follow. I probably follow them because they are on a show that I either currently watch or used to watch.
Mm-hmm. And,
Unless,
and and
and that's pretty much it. Like, if I don't consume your material, the likelihood of me following you is slim to none. I'm
right.
just gonna be completely honest.
I mean, and there are people that I mean, I will say this. I was and I probably still about 0.25% of their fan. the Chrysalis, and mainly Todd. I'm, still a fan of. Um, but again, I didn't like the direction I saw Savannah Chrysalis going in. That's her. That's her right.
Yeah.
I I just, hey, I'm gonna unfollow because I'm not agreeing with what you are for and what
Yeah.
you're doing. So it's easier again to unfollow. So these celebrities, hey, they I'm not commenting on that, and that's on going on their page talking shit about them. Why? That's
Exactly.
taking energy. First of all, I'm going to find your page.
Okay.
Then I'm going on there to type a whole paragraph on why I don't like you. And third of all, you don't even know who the fuck I am. So
Okay.
why am I going to sit here and waste my good talking and thinking skills to type you up a paragraph? First of all, the keyboard is small. So I got to make sure I'm typing something or I be done hit it and then it's seeing then you got to go and delete. That's too much.
And I gotta change glasses in order to do it because baby, I can't I gotta have on these are my I look at a computer glass. Not to be confused with I drive glass. Those are two different things. But
And
like
so
I would think that after, especially like celebrity world, but also real life world as well, is that after what people had said about Chadwick Boseman not realizing that he
that
had
man was
cancer.
sick.
Yeah, and like people were talking about he's skinny, he's this, he's that, and then for him to pass away, and then they found out that he had cancer. I would think ultimately at that time everybody would be like, okay, maybe I don't need to say anything because I don't know what anybody's going through, because people
Right.
are so quick to be like, well, you don't know what someone's going through. I could be going through something that I never tell you about, so that's why you need to have always have show kindness. I
Mm-hmm.
could also not be going through anything. You still need to show me kindness. Like if you always consistently show kindness, there is never going to be a time that you have to think about whether or not you want to be kind or not.
Right. Right.
And like I said, in Straw, I think she was finally seen by
And I think
everybody
that
in the
made her feel
movie
better.
except Tesla. I mean Tessa and Tesla, except Tessa, the landlord, the cop, and
Yeah.
and the manager. Like
Mm-hmm.
everybody else, I believe, understood her
Right.
at that point. At once she started telling her story about everything that's happening and all that stuff. Because a lot of people, unfortunately, and we definitely ain't gonna go too much in this because of our occupations, um, and employers and stuff like that. But but there's a lot of things. Sickness costs money.
Mm-hmm.
Medicines cost money. Treatment costs money. Going to the doctor costs money. A lot of these things cost money, cost real life money. Thankfully, I can't speak for you. I don't think you have. I can only speak for myself. I never really had to, even when I really didn't have a job last year. Um, I never really had to decide on whether or not I wanted
Right.
food or medication.
Medication. Yeah.
And thankfully for that, because one, I always kept food in my refrigerator and I still keep food in my refrigerator. So it may not be what I wanted to eat, but I had food there. So I was never going to be a question about it. I may
Ah,
have had to pivot and cook my own food, but it was never a question. Thank God. It was never a question. But the reality is that some people do have that some people reality is that they do have to decide whether or not they can pay for gas. They do have to
right.
decide whether or not they can pay rent. They do have to decide whether or not they can, have food because of, medications and things like that. But that's all I'm gonna say about that one because, like I
Yeah.
said, we
So,
we
but
we won't get into
all in
too much
all,
in that.
it was definitely a good movie. Uh, and watch it. And again, I don't like everything that Tyler Perry makes. It ain't everything is not for me to like.
Yeah.
But hey, you have to give credit what credit is due, and that movie, well, again, was one of the top three in my opinion. And again, Kim agreed. You know those top three. So uh, definitely watch and make sure that you have your tissue ready
Yep.
and a good drink
Yep.
because your nerves is gonna be razzled.
Okay, the last story we have before we do shout outs. Well, actually not we. By we I mean Mila do shout outs. We're gonna talk about the good old Cardi. What's her bar what's
No,
what
don't
else
get me
Cardi
to
B?
messing up that lady last
Okay, because
name.
you gon' yeah. What is
Mm-hmm.
it's Cardi Bell's okay, Cardi B. Let's
Cardi
just
B.
go for Cardi B. So of course Cardi B and Offset are going through a divorce. Cardi B apparently went live, I think, on Instagram and premiered her song. She said it's not gonna be a single. But in it, she was taking some jabs, it appears, at Offset. Now, because Cardi also has a new man. And everyone is saying that they would prefer, because I think the name of the song originally, working title, maybe Outside. Um, and apparently everybody was like, you need to drop this on Father's Day. And you need to name the song Upset instead of
You know what? Take me out this group chat. Leaving, leaving. You know what? This is all I'm gonna say. I like Cardi B, like her. I rocks with her. I really do. But Sister Cardi, uh, you knew what Offset was about, baby. When you had them three beautiful children by him, you knew he wasn't shit. You knew he was about the bullshit. You knew that. Keep sending them children, baby. Then their piano. Keep sending them to piano lessons, swim lessons. You keep paying for everything that you paying for, baby.
apparently she gonna have to like because he done asked for some spousal support.
She got some lawyers. If she can force Tasha K to hide her money, and she can get out of allegedly hide her money or what. I don't even know if she got the money or not from Tasha K. I don't know.
I don't think so.
But if she can lawyer up and get out of that, or make sure she gets some of her money, baby, her lawyers can work that out. And cause Offset, had he had some sense, he'd been still been with the Migos. Well, one not rest in peace, take off. But if you'd acted with some sense, you still could have been a duo and made a little money. But hey, let him go, Carter. Honey, you got that man, Stefan, had the little pink sugar on the boat or whatever it is that they was, that little dope. Baby, you good.
Not the dope.
Yeah, whatever it is, you good. You own yachts. You got your football player, baby. He getting millions. Probably guaranteed millions, baby, to run
Yeah,
that ball.
I think he just signed a new contract if I'm not mistaken. But speaking of uh did you say dope? Did you say dope? What did you say?
Well, this allegedly dope. Whatever he had that
No,
pink.
it made me think about so totally off topic. But this lady I saw, I think it was a TikTok reel. It was something. And the lady was like, we need to stop calling people crackheads. And she said, because I used to be a crackhead. She said, now there are certain things that crackheads do, and there are certain things that crackheads don't do. She said, so we don't need to call everybody a crackhead. And so I just
You
wanted
got to blame Gregory Mathis for that, because everybody that come through that courtroom, he called him a crackhead. We got to blame him for that. He did all of that.
the videos
He did all that.
the video's hilarious because she's living literally giving you examples of what a person would do and what kind of drugs they probably on. And I said, well, this is interesting to me.
Well, again, that's what I'm saying. Baby Cardi, you own yachts. Your children is doing good. Their hair's braided up good. They got shelves. Baby, they eating good snacks. They not want for nothing. Let they daddy keep running in them good ATL streets or whatever it is he doing. Um, and enjoy your man on that yacht, baby. And you know what? We ain't even gonna call them crackhead. Y'all do recreational stuff. Enjoy your recreational items. Have fun. Live it up. Keep rapping. Keep doing you, baby.
And she
Keep doing
also,
you.
she just warned, she got either warned or got recognized for ACAP, which is the Writers Association. She
Oh,
got an
ASCAP or
award. Yeah,
whatever it is.
yeah. She just got an
That was
award or some kind of recognition or something along that line.
that. See what award he done got.
Nothing.
Okay. Hence why he ran around here asking for spousal support. You was everything was all good and dandy when you was around here cheating, allegedly cheating on her with these loose women's. Now she done leveled up. Baby, she done went and got her NFL star making money on yachts,
I think
doing recreational stuff.
I think he
Go
got
ahead, Carter.
guaranteed. I think he got some guaranteed money too. I think he just got some guaranteed money.
That is. So if he got guaranteed money, baby, find him a good accountant and you stay. You see, Cash Doll baby got her one. He loved her, took her to the country, baby. And they were boots and probably on the ground right now. Baby, y'all gonna keep them NFL play. Leave these rappers alone. Leave them alone.
Yeah, he just recently signed a $69 million contract with the new England Patriots,
Mm.
and 25 million of that is guaranteed money.
Leave Offset down there, baby, in them ATL streets and going on.
Again, Offset gonna be upset because
He already upset. Cause again, she on the yacht, baby, with her recreational stuff, having fun. By Offset, gone on there with DDG, doo doo garbage. Start a support group for men.
go ahead, be with one of them women that you was cheating with. One of them women that you was cheating with. And see how
That
much
part,
they gonna like you when you can't spend money that you don't have.
cause
And
let's tell you, baby,
that's when you gonna realize Cardi B really loved you. She
baby,
really
cause
wanted her family to work, and you
them,
didn't care. So if she's saying if you don't care, she don't care
I
either.
don't care. And baby, that well has run dry with them little young girls that was out there with Offset. Mm-mm. Money gone, baby, gone. Ass baby girl that's on trial down. I mean, that's testifying against Diddy Bop in the love contract. See,
Please
she
don't say
done.
that name. Please don't say the name. Please don't say the name.
Oh, I ain't saying her name.
Okay, okay, okay,
No,
okay,
I ain't saying her name.
okay, okay.
But
I was like,
how?
stay there because I don't want you to go to jail because I will tell on you. I'll be like,
No,
because soon
I
as
don't
they
even, and I don't even know.
if they say real life is friends, said the name, I'll be like, no, that was Mila. Her
No,
address is such and such. Don't play with me.
no, I wasn't gonna say her name because I don't even.
Okay, okay,
I mean, although the streets know,
yeah,
I'm not gonna say her name.
okay.
I think she may be. I don't know what was it. She tested under is it Mia or
Under
Jane?
Jan, well, it was Jane. So there was a Mia that
Okay,
testified. She was anonymous too.
okay.
Yeah.
As a Jane Doe number two, how you think you got you a come up and how money get gone quick. The money don't last long.
Also, what kind of lifestyle are y'all living that $10,000 is like you still broke? What are y'all doing?
Let
Like,
me tell you
what kind of
something.
lifestyle are y'all living? Cause no,
He gave me $10,000, baby. I done
and
went straight down there
and
to the
that's
good
free and
people at
clear,
IKEA.
and that's free and clear, mind you. Like this is not
Tax
no
free.
W-2. This is not no 1099. This is a gift. This is a monthly gift. No taxes. So
I got me
you walking out with the 10.
in the band. In the band. But the paper still around it.
And I'm quite sure you probably got from, because I'm not gonna name that person either, from
Right.
your baby daddy. I'm quite sure you got a little bit child support with that too. So that 10,000 combined with some child support that I'm hoping that you was getting because you got a child. What what kind of lifestyle? And I'm, if somebody says we're shaming, I am not shaming that lady at all, but I'm just trying to figure out why you was still talking about that you had to use the some money that he gave to like help repair the door. You had to use it to catch up on bills. What were you doing? Because baby, he would have paid for every kind of bag I wanted and gave me my $10,000, and I would have had baby daddy child support. So I'm so confused.
Again. And maybe this is why at my big age, and if I was to come up on somebody with a little piece of money, baby, all I want you to do, pay my calls. I'm gonna keep rolling it when I'm riding. Keep me some ties. You see what I'm saying? You can pay this place off. I'm at this point. I don't need no fancy bag. I don't need. I can't barely. Can't even walk in the heels I got now. So baby, you ain't even buy me some flats. Buy me some sneakers. I don't need. Cause again, and you know, I often wonder: do celebrities sit around and talk like you and I talk about them?
Absolutely, 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 absolutely.
Cause I wonder, like, even if like the people that's reporting the news, you know, they giving their little commentary, and then when they get home, they be like, "You can't believe that bullshit I just reported."
Okay, absolutely.
Like, so I'm wondering if the good people that are good celebrities that are is watching are reading the shade room like all of us that give updates relatively quickly in the courtroom. And I just wonder, do they read that and be like, damn, that gal got he was giving her $10,000 or $100,000 just on the love, just on the contract, and she's
And then paying the attorney that she still has right now. I said, oh, I hope she done found her job. First of all, that 2-year contract over and done this year anyway. So I hope you done found you a job or a way to make money, because if you were struggling with the 10 plus the child support that I'm assuming you're getting, then baby girl, what? No.
I
Mm-mm.
don't know if you can file, baby girl. I don't know if you can file for unemployment benefits
No.
or get you some stamps. Cause baby, that testimony you just gave, baby, your contract was null and void, baby. When you step foot on that, put that hand up,
No,
whatever hand you put up.
but you know they subpoenaed, so they have no other choice but to testify.
Okay, they had no choice. So does that mean that I ain't had no choice? You still gonna honor that contract?
Well, it's set to expire this year anyway because they got it in 2023. It was only a 2-year contract, so it's gonna expire this month. I mean, this year anyway. I don't know what month, but it may have already expired. But because I watch on TikTok. I'm not a lawyer, but that's where I get my updates from. But I'm just saying, mm. And all the people that are saying all these people names like Mia and Jane. Uh, First of all, you don't supposed to tell these people information. Like that's why I was like, hold on, before you say anything else, please do not say no name because I'm
No,
telling
I wouldn't say that. I
Cause I'm
wouldn't say
telling
no
on
name
you.
now.
Yeah, I'm telling on
I'm
you
watching.
because as soon as they say real life is friends, I'll be like, Kimberly did not say that. It was Mila, and this is her address, and this is
First of all, baby, I ain't saying that.
and this is her place of employment. So if you got any problems, you need to go
Mm-mm.
talk to her.
I'm gonna keep. I will
But
keep saying
I
allegedly.
try to cover up both of us. I try to. That's why I'm saying,
Appreciate
hold
you.
on, disclaimer,
No, we
hold
gonna
on.
no. No, I wasn't gonna say no name, baby. I'm just gonna. My thing was, baby girl was getting that money, and so I just want to know, do that now that he done seen you in the court, and now do you like still call that person that was wiring you that money, saying, what time you gonna send it, or is it still good? I just Because if you need help getting your resume together, baby, call somebody. We can find you some work. But biggest ain't, don't be mad. UPS is hiring.
But didn't she say then in the report that she does or was doing OnlyFans or something at one point in time?
Well, I don't know how lucrative that is now, but you may, I mean, if you got to do what you got to do, get it while the getting is good.
Yeah.
But that should be a sign to all these women, young and old, that if you get you somebody, baby, with a little piece of cash, save you some money.
Okay.
Don't spend it all in one whop, baby. Going down there getting that good Ethan Allen furniture right now.
Ethan and Allen.
Oh no, going down there to the Restoration Hardware,
Okay.
baby. Go on down there to Ashley Furniture and get you some bases and get you some good shit.
Okay. Rooms to go. Rooms
Don't
to go
nobody
got
need to know.
rooms to go got good furniture too.
You can go room to go. You can go to IKEA, baby. You can get whatever you. Matter of fact, Walmart is stepping their game up. You could
Yeah.
went to Walmart and got you some good furniture, baby. Got you a nice little place around there, baby. It ain't even got to overlook a
Or
park
even
or.
big lots, they opening back up. Big lots.
So that's a
Baby.
lesson.
Cause she said she didn't have no furniture to furnish it.
Now see, y'all right here gallivanting, doing all this stuff right here, and ain't got nowhere to lay, and ain't got no bed to lay in, no furniture to sit in and watch your television programs, baby girl. A lesson. Don't be no fool. If you getting money from a man, don't be no fool. Save you some of it. Stash it away. Cause shit gonna run out.
Yeah.
And you need to make sure you have a little money, a little something to kind of tide you over, maybe till you find the next rich man. I don't know. Or until you hit the lottery, find a job that's paying lucrative, or you whatever it is, to that next deposit hit. You need to be smart. Cause
Okay,
now
and if he giving you $10,000, do not get a place that costs 9,000 or 10,000. Baby, be like, let's see what the 3,000, the 3,000 to $5,000 range maybe, but you probably need to be looking at around 3 to 4 if four at the high end. But
and
baby,
baby, that's
don't be
pushing it.
looking at no 10. Don't be looking because that's all your money right there.
That's all. And
That's all
then,
your money.
well, shit. She was saying that they're doing them the little rendezvous, the little thing they was doing. She was in the room in the dark hotel room for 3 days. See, that done knocked 3 days off your rent right now.
3 days after rent. Man,
Cause you're right
that's
now.
not how that works.
Which means if you know you ain't gonna be nowhere for no whole month, why am I gonna spend $44,000
But
on
what
rent?
was but what was her child? Isn't the
Clearly with the
child
other
young?
parental, huh?
Because isn't the child young?
Yeah,
Okay.
clearly with the other parental that got furniture.
Not they got furniture.
So again, don't be out here. Be
Hustling
small,
backwards.
hustling all the way down backwards. No,
And don't get me wrong, we do not condone someone, being sexually coerced or whatever it is that it's being alleged. We're not, Yeah, because I don't want. Because again, I be reading the comments. I don't know if you be reading the comments like I be reading the comments because that whole whoo, free tour thing. I said, be for real. We team Megan
We
around
team
here.
Megan over here. So, and again, we ain't for that foolishness that Mr. Man is on the trial for. But we are for people that's gonna, if you go hustle, baby, be smart. Don't hustle backwards.
Yeah.
Keep build your money up. Build your money up. Because clearly this is a lesson to the young women out here. Don't be no fool.
Okay. Well,
If you
old
if
ones
you
too.
don't be no fool. If you getting this money, be smart about it. You ain't got to have no Chanel. You ain't got to have no Birkin. Baby, Coach is doing good numbers around here, baby, with some awesome purses. And it's good leather. Lasts for
Okay.
years.
Or if you got it, if you just want a a Gucci or a Louis or Birkin or whatever, maybe get one once a year. Maybe not try to get one every month. I'm just
Cause
saying.
baby,
I'm
you
trying to
can
help you out. I'm trying to help you out.
and trying to help you out and find you some good furniture deals. Again, Restoration Hall went on.
Plus, they got the Facebook Marketplace. Like, there's options.
There are options. And matter of fact, we just found out that the good people over there in China was giving out DHL talking about the furniture. I'm still waiting on somebody to send me the link for the restoration hardware dupe furniture.
You talking about DH Gate?
DH Gate, what I call DHL, DH Gate.
That was like the shipping.
Again, it's
I was like, did somebody not pay? And they like, we gonna just let this go. Like, there was some cash on demand stuff. Like, that's what I was thinking with my dream.
well, we need to find if she get on the good internet, baby. These influencers will tell her where to get dupes at, and so I need her to do that. But again, be smart. We ain't.
I
I
think
ain't.
she could have probably had a brand deal with the little purple mattress. Could have got her a little mattress. They got the little plump up boneless chairs these days I be seeing on the TikTok. I'm saying, like, there was some options.
You some options, baby. You didn't need that $10,000 a month rent. You didn't, and you know what? You are so much better, ma'am, than staying cooped up in a hotel room doing all of that carrying on, baby. You more than that. You are loved.
Yep. Yep.
You are loved. And that's a message out there. You
Hmm.
are loved. You don't have to do all strange things for change. All money ain't good money.
Exactly.
All money ain't good money. So you got to go out here and work. You can dust that resume off and get you something. Hey, I'd much rather somebody see me working uh at the Walmart than be, than me being tooted and booted on OnlyFans.
Now I don't know if I Walmart gonna pay you like OnlyFans though.
Hey, baby, it'll be
So
less stress, less wear and tear, and less embarrassment.
I don't know because they got the feet websites too now. I'm just saying.
Well, I mean, whatever it takes for you to get what you need to get, get it. But be safe.
Yep. So for episode 27 of Real Life is Friend podcast, Mila, who are you going to give a shout out to for this
I
episode?
don't have a shout out, but I guess it just goes to all of us. Continue to survive. You're doing it. You know what? You know what? It seems rough right now. No times are hard. And I know we are dealing with some certified foolishness that's going on in this world, but you know what? You keep rocking it. You keep doing what you do, and you showing up every day. You are above ground and not below ground. So you know what? That means you live another day, honey, to try again. As good Aaliyah said, dust yourself off and try again. Because you can do this.
Yep.
You can win.
And it's also June, so it's which is Pride Month. And let me make sure I get
Oh,
this
Black
right.
Music Month.
Oh my goodness. Oh, forget it, because I can't think of it now.
Juneteenth.
No. Well, that is
What?
coming up too. But where the guy gave the other guy the balloon and the Skittles because he said he was like, I give you this because you gay. I gave you the Skittles.
I seen that. Oh, and he gave him like a cake.
Wait, it's be who you are for your pride. So shout out to the people that are watching that are part of the community of the LGBTQ plus IA plus or whatever. Be who you are for your pride. That's what it is.
Be you.
Also, Juneteenth. She's right. Juneteenth is available. I mean,
Available. Coming up.
it's this year, this month. I think it's also men mental health awareness or something this
I
month
think a
as
week
well.
or something. That's something like that.
Okay, yeah. So we be trying to get all these days in. We be trying to, because a lot of people think that the only month that has something is February with Black History Month, but people don't realize that there's always an awareness every month, and then there's always different things every month. Even though the most popular one is, Black History Month, for as history is concerned, they also have awareness each month for certain causes, and then they have different months. So we like to go ahead and let you know that, so um nobody said that we can be all inclusive and have diverse ideas and settings, because we independent.
Good night, people.
But anyway, for episode 27 of Real Life is Friends podcast, this is one of your hosts, Kimberly.
Oh my God, I'm beat
Peace up, A-Town, and we out of here.
up.